Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, busy month for everyone. I thought I'd pop on and just do a quick, simple card video. I'm making some cards I have most of my cards made. I'm just thinking of making some for my grandkids specifically. So, I thought we would come on and just do a simple card. I have some other projects in the works, but I'm just not ready to do them yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to use a sketch just to make a simple card. This is from Operation Right Home, sketch number 195. Now I am following it, however my measurements for the back layers are a little bit different, but I am following along. So we'll go over the measurements, and I'm not using this little space there. So that is definitely something that can be used. So I've got a piece of, this is from the Traditions of St. Nick, DSP, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. The measurements on this sketch is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, the full card base. I personally don't like to fill up the whole card base with the DSP. I like to have the layers. So, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. This strip here is 1 1/2 wide by 5 1/4 tall. And I decided what we would do is pull in the copper clay. So I have some additional matte pieces that I'm going to use. So I have the white pieces here. I did follow the sketch on that, and that is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 for our panels, and the matte is a 3 by 4. And then I decided I was going to go ahead and mat each of these pieces. So the mat for this that I have is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then for this one is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 for the mat for this. So I really like the look of mats, so I tend to do that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get these glued on to my mats. And then my card base, because I like this orientation when I'm doing a card that's this direction, this is 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at the 5 1/2 inch mark. But first we're going to get these pieces put onto the mats and get them on the card bases so we can work on the panel. So I'm trying to get used to using this tape runner. So I'm just going to add some to the back of this and get this attached to the mat. Okay, there's that, and then I'm going to go ahead and mat this. Now this piece came from, it's the other side of the stocking that I'm using in this video. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. And so this, the way that this is cut, there isn't going to be any showing on the top and the bottom, just on the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tape on this. And get that attached. And you're just going to center it on there. Okay. So these are ready, so we're going to go ahead and attach this to the card base. So I'll do this first. And I thought these would be just fun, simple cards for my grandkids. I'm doing handmade gifts this year. I generally try to do that if I can. So I thought it would be kind of fun to have their own individual card that can go with the handmade gifts. Okay, we have that attached to the card base. Now we're going to go ahead and get some tape on this. I'm still kind of cumbersome with this, but through time I'll get better at it. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead, and this sketch shows that there's a little bit, maybe 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. I just kind of do it where I think it looks good. Just line it with the top edge of the DSP. And then lay that down, and that should be straight, and it is. Okay, so we have these pieces together for the card. I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to work on the panel. So I'm just going to do some simple stamping. I'm going to use the sending shear die. And for this card, I'm going to use the gingerbread, and I'm going to use copper clay for him. Get my block out. Get him inked up in the copper clay. That's one of the colors in the DSP. And then I'm just going to stamp him on here more towards the bottom. Just hold on for a second and make sure that ink soaks in. Okay, so there is that. Now I am going to put his face and fill in the hearts. Put on his face and fill in the hearts. I'm going to grab a smaller block here. And for the hearts, I'm going to use, it has the little heart stamps. I'm going to use Real Red to fill in the hearts. Now you could die cut them out and pop them up, but I am making several, so I'm just kind of mass making, and simple stamping is easier since I don't have them all the die cuts prepped, and I need to be getting this stuff done and out in the mail. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my basic black ink and the face. And try not to get any ink on my hands, but I did. I didn't. Okay, get his little face on there. Oh, so cute. Okay. Okay, so the gingerbread is done. Now I'm going to bring in the Regal Reindeer. I'm going to use this Christmas, Merry Christmas sentiment that's in there. Go ahead and clean this off. And I'm just going to use basic black for it. And we're going to go ahead and get the sentiment stamped, maybe a little bit more towards the bottom there. There we go. Now that panel is done. You could certainly do more with it, but I'm good with what's on there. It's just cute, and the kids will love it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and bring our card back in, and we're going to bring the mat that I've pre-cut for this, the 3x4 mat, and we're just going to go ahead and get that matted on there. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just going to go ahead and bring this, and I am going to use a scrap. So I do have a piece of scrap here. I'm going to put this behind on this side because this isn't straight. You've got some layers on this side, so I don't want to have as thick of a piece back here, so I'm just going to use this, and I'm just going to cut it in half. First I'll cut it the length I need approximately, so that looks good. I'm just going to cut down here. And then I'm just going to attach that right there on this side. So you would just flip it over and attach it on the left side. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tape on here. Just kind of have it to the inside of that and just get that taped on. Now we'll go ahead and get the tape runner on here on this panel piece. And I'm also going to add some on this side too. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and place this. I'm going to leave a little bit of an edge, 1/4 inch approximately, and we're going to go more towards the top with it. I'm going to go ahead and get that lined up where we think it's straight, and then lay it down. And there's your simple card with that sketch. A very simple card. You can mass produce. Now I'll show you some of the others I made, and I am trying to use up some of my paper as well. So I did this with the stocking from this set. All of these cards have the stocking, but they have some different pieces that I've cut in different colors. Now this here, I actually ran out of paper, the paper that would coordinate with this. So what I did is I took, this is Mossy Meadow, and I just ran it through an embossing folder. I used the Trees, what is it called? Whimsical Woodland for these here, and I just grabbed the Mossy Meadow. Now for the red here that I did, I used the music one, Melody, something Melody. So I used that for this here to give it some texture, and I did that on all of these. So I have a good stack going. I have a few more I'm going to make because I think I'm also going to have a pile for the kids at church. So anyway, there's our finished card and some other ideas. You can take this, you can do anything you want with that panel. You can follow the same thing, mass produce a whole bunch of cards and use some different stamp sets for this. But I really like the simplicity of the Sending Cheer. I'm going to do some with the presents as well. But I really like the simplicity of it because I can get a simple stamped image, Merry Christmas. It's for the kids, they'll love it. So yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that this helps inspire you to make some simple cards as you're finishing up your card making. And I will catch you on the next one.